When this episode comes out, it's going to be one day until July 1st, meaning that my birthday is in 30 days. Yay! Yes, I'm going to be finally 26 years old. And y'all know from my episodes of this season and last season, I talked about how this chapter 25 was a lot. But nonetheless, I feel like this year was like the makings of me. Like, if y'all listen to Monica, y'all know the album was a classic. So I'm happy about that. So today I'm doing something different, y'all. As y'all can see, I am recording my podcast visually, and I have a guest. And I know for everybody, I know y'all always gonna like, well, how come Kinga doesn't record her podcast? I hate creating visuals, the content, y'all. I don't know why. It's just not my thing. But I don't like it. So this is my first time. I'm happy. It's going good, but I always get caught. I'm like, how do I look? Or I gotta record this or do that. So I'm just not a fan. And then also, I like to keep the true essence of a podcast. Like, it just became a vlog. That's a new thing. Podcasts were very much, you listen, you like tap in. Now they're like video vibes. So I try to keep the originalness. But with that being said, I would like to introduce our guest, Molly Ma.
What up,
Thank you for coming here. I'm so happy. And y'all see, bye. He put it on, so good. All right, so y'all, he came prepared. I'm like, oh my God, it's like my first guest for this season. Yeah. But I'm like, I wanted someone who, they know the podcast, like, and they can hold a conversation and they know the vibes. Yeah. So,
no, for real.
I'm happy. So today, it's been a lot. I've been wanting to really talk about life and relationships. And I'm like, I want to have this conversation with someone that has an open mind and someone that can continue it. So I feel like here we are with it. So I wanted to start off with, like I said before, so y'all know this is season 3 for the things we don't want to talk about. And my whole thing of how this came about was, this is a continuation from my blog. I had a blog called The Things We Don't Want to Talk About. And that was in March of 2017 or 2018. And it was just like a therapy outlet for me. And I've grown so much, specifically in the realm of like relationships, how I've looked at them, especially this last 6 to 12 months for real, but also looking at life and how my values have changed. So now with the podcast, it's like it keeps growing, right? The Things We Don't Want to Talk About became something I was too scared to attach my name to, got a little bit more confident. I finally let people know, oh, it's my blog. And then I started publicly letting people know, like, oh, check out my stuff. And people was reaching out like, and Kinga, I'm so happy you wrote this. It's letting me know. Like, I don't feel like I'm alone. I really can relate to everything you saying, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a podcast. Like, I feel like I want to just talk. And for me, honestly, I wanted to get into the habit of being more transparent and more honest. And I said it before in my last episode, I'm more confident on the outer than I am on my inner. And that was something I wanted to really work on. And just like, Kinga, no, I say what you say. And not everybody gonna agree. But hey, people keep listening, right? Every week it's clearly somebody downloading it. So I'm like, okay, one thing I really haven't dived in really thoroughly and a lot, and what I want to tap into is like talking about life and relationships, right? We grown, we didn't have many experiences. You didn't have experiences as a male and as a Black man. I've had mine. And just thinking about like, how have we got to where we are now and how the different things we do shapes us. So I'm gonna kind of just get into it.
Hold on. First off,
what?
I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
And the reason why I want to give you your flowers is because I don't think that you peep, but like, you help people become better versions of themselves by just being you.
I appreciate that, yeah.
And that's one thing that I like look inwardly when I listen to your podcast. It's always like how you keep that self-inventory in check, and then you check the boxes to say, well, do I have this to give today? Do I have this to hold?
Yeah.
Do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have that? And that helped me grow. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of this podcast. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you being you help people be themselves. And don't let that go over your head. You feel me?
Thank you. And I feel like, honestly, and it's so crazy because I feel like I think that, but I won't know that. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear it, I be like, thank you. And I really do appreciate it. Like, when people really tell me, because like, it makes me feel good, right? And it let me know like I'm doing the right thing, or the stuff I'm doing is not going in vain, right? And that's the thing. Like, that's all I ever wanted. Like, I don't care if I get only 2. As long as them 2 people there, like, you know what? Dang, I listened to that episode and that made me really think a certain way. And that mean a lot to me because this is my baby.
Wow, for real.
So I'm really thankful that you said that. So I wanted to go into 2. So I remember you sent me the episode. You sent me a podcast called Life. No, I just screenshot it. It's
Which
the
one?
girl, not the cocktails one, but
Mines? Oh no, the other one.
it's something like Life or something.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it called?
It is called. I know which one. So I look at it like one is like entertainment, and then one is like education.
Okay, the one that's like education.
Okay, then it is called
Life or something. I'm about to go through it myself, see if I can find it
somewhere.
Okay, it's called Friends. Oh no, Shan Boudram. Lovers and Friends.
Lovers and Friends.
Okay,
yeah,
Lovers and Friends.
Yeah.
So
now she be on one. She on one.
No, she's sweet. So that's kind of where my inspo came for this episode. And I was like, dang, she was such a disappointment. So I finally listened to it. Okay. I listened to one episode. I was at the gym and I'm like, wow, I'm liking this. Like
she deep.
She deep, don't she?
She deep.
And she's married and she has such an open mindset or whatever. And I like that she was like, well, I'm not currently pursuing or I'm not currently looking for someone as a disclaimer. So I'm going to say that too as my disclaimer. I'm personally not pursuing anyone or I'm not looking for anyone right now. But it was like, I loved how she had it like with an open view. And that's kind of like what I wanted to do. And so when she was talking about how we look at relationships in terms of who we are and what we have became. And for men and women thinking about what do we offer. So the situation, when I listened to the episode, the girl was saying, at the moment of my time, I was dealing with someone and I didn't really know what I offered or what was my thing, right? For women, I feel like we had said like, oh, I want a guy that's the provider. I want a guy that's going to support me. I want a guy that's going to love me. He not a cheater and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to women, it's like, what do we bring to the table? And not saying it in like that cliche, it's all on Instagram. Like, if a man asks me what I bring to the table, blah, blah. But no, like,
I am the table.
I am the table. Like, no. But kind of like, what do you have to offer? And it made me think about, like, in your eyes, like, what are your, like, initial thoughts on that? Like, what does a woman bring to the table?
That is, like, the lesson of 2023 for me.
Okay.
And the reason why it's the lesson is because, for me, I have always tried to become not only a protector and a provider, not limiting myself to being a protector and a provider, but being everything that I'm capable of when I need to be it. That's a lover. That's a friend. That's a confidant. That's a teacher. That's a student. That's a son. That's a father. And so me realizing that in my early 20s and trying to become that, I forgot what I needed. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when I forgot what I needed and I realized, well, maybe I need a little bit more companionship. Maybe I need a little bit more affection. I want to feel secure. You see what I'm saying? I want to be able to trust my partner. And it's those things that now I'm looking inwardly to say, well, what do I need from a relationship?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And seeing if my partner is even capable of giving me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can do this, that, and third. I can make mountains move for you. But what am I going to get in return? And it's not to seem transactional, but in a sense, it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, that's a new lesson and a growing lesson. So as of right now, I think I require reciprocity.
Okay. So to your point of reciprocity, because I always think about, okay, so like, say if a woman, you were to meet a woman and she asks you, what do you want in me? Like, what is the role you need me to fill in your life? Even if that's companionship or someone there. And I was saying that before, like, it all depends on what you want in a person. And I think I told you that before we was talking. It's like, somebody can meet somebody. Say if this man is a millionaire, and I always like these essence because we always talk about men and money. But a man is a millionaire, and all he wants is somebody to listen to his stories every day. If that's the girl that he wants, because she listens to his stories all day, that's what he wants.
And what's so crazy is the thing that people want out of a relationship, they do the shit to you.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? If I offer to take something off your plate, subconsciously, I want you to do the same for me.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I think it's quite simple to find out what you actually want in a relationship by just looking at how the person treats you. That makes sense a little bit.
And it do make sense. And I was listening to, I don't know if y'all hip, like Maui, her name like MAUWI_V or something like that. But she made a point and she was like, so many times us as women, we come empty. We don't have the love we really need for ourselves. We're not taking care of ourselves financially all the way. We don't have friends, so our social life is not intact. And we meet this man, and he pours into us, right? But we so empty that they only doing the basics, right? Because we really supposed to do the basics for ourselves. So when we meet our partner or the person we're supposed to be with, they're supposed to add to it. But we're looking at it through a deficit view. And I think that's important when we think about what we want in a person that we dating, a relationship versus a partnership. And a partnership is not going to be thinking like, that's where the reciprocity comes in at. That's where you are trying to build something with someone. And I feel like not a lot of times do we practice that. And I feel like a lot on it is on the man, right? And even now, like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been real like, you know what, like, how do I make sure I feel like I'm showing him the love that he needs?
Just take something off his plate. And it can be the little things. He running around doing this. He about to come to you. He about to go grab food. But, hey, babe, you want me to go grab the food?
Right.
And for us, like, we don't get attention like y'all.
That's true.
Y'all can go to the gas station on a bad day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She on her cycle. She gets,
right. Back.
She feel me? She just trying to get in and out.
Right.
Hey, baby, come here. Let me holler. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let somebody tell me I smell good in the gas station. I'm going to think they want to do it right here on the chips. Right. You feel me? For real.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she get my, you feel me? So I think when a woman does that for a man, just making yourself available. And then a lot of times our pride and our ego is not going to allow us to accept it.
That's true.
But it's just the fact in knowing that you are there for when I need you to be. If I ever say yes to what I'm needed. You see what I'm saying?
That's a big one.
And that's the thing, be like, boy, she about to take a charge. But like, she one of them. You know what I'm saying?
She down.
Yeah, you know, I ain't saying be stupid.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Present that to an individual who you think is worthy. But if they worthy, they will see the effort. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And then for me, showing that you love me is effort.
Effort.
Trying to better the situation, or even when I'm having my days, or you having your days, just trying, not giving up.
Not giving up.
You know what I mean?
It's still showing up.
Man, I'm telling you.
That presence.
Bro, it's so crazy because I was watching Brother Jason Wilson. He was doing an interview. And the lady on the interview was talking about how men and women tend to trust differently.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
When some women say that they trust a man, they trust them to not stray in the relationship.
Okay.
They trust them to be faithful. You add truth, you getting down, you ain't gonna take nothing home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when a man say he trusts you with the deepest parts of himself. And he trusts you enough for you to not regurgitate that when you angry and use it against him.
I could agree with that.
You know what I mean? And so when I look at love, when I look at trust, when I ask myself, do I even trust people fully?
Right.
It's like, no,
right.
Really, you got to prove to me something.
And that's the thing. And I feel like it becomes, and I think my part that I find so like, when it comes to men in particular, because I haven't dated a woman before, so I don't know. But it's like that idea of trust, right? I feel like a scarred woman is different from a scarred man.
How so?
Because I feel like women are expected to be scarred. Like, we expected to go through the heartbreak. We just...
not like that.
Okay, but it's just like, it happens where it's like, okay, it's going to happen to y'all, but, or honestly, I think we'd be ignorant to the fact that it happened to y'all.
I low-key think that, like, we present it differently.
Right, and it becomes off not being vulnerable enough to share it.
You know what I mean?
So it's like this guard, I'm so tough.
Yeah.
But it's like, right, if you don't tell me how I'm supposed to know.
You feel me? And, like, Tink make beautiful music.
True.
Anne Marie make beautiful music.
Yeah.
They should be about heartbreak, so it's expected for a woman to be like, oh, he broke my, woe is me. You feel me? But let a brother do that, and I'm not trying to put the sisters against the brothers, but in a reality sense, it's like, what you crying for, man?
Right.
What? So what she did just down the third, what you gonna, you know what I'm saying?
And
I don't think that's healthy, though.
It's not.
You see what I'm saying? And it's so common, like it's almost expected. But now you got somebody dealing with something on top of something else, and they not able to let this out.
Yeah. And it's just not. And when you say that, it's like, that makes me think, what is an outlet for men?
Well, what type? Like
Like an
my
outlet.
generation?
Yeah, like even I was, for example, right? Okay, drugs, right? But it's like, okay, when women say they meet a dude, and I done got my heart broke, and my baby daddy ain't nothing, and I done been through this, been through that, so I don't want you to treat me the same way. It's like, what? How would life be if men could come like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, she used me before, so I'm not so quick to do this. I knew she was sleeping around with so and so, and I ain't find out, and I got played. So this is how I'm looking at it. It's like, I really honestly think in order for relationships in these days to grow, we got to have more transparency and vulnerability for men. Like, and I think it kind of taps into that emotional availability and that emotional awareness of saying, like, you know what? That has impacted me or made me who I am today. Regardless of the fact if I'm proud about it or not, which is an ego thing, I think it's important to share. Yeah.
And I agree. And I think some men need to learn the skill to even know what they feeling. You see what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I like kind of gotta like. After you went to MSU, I went to 7 Mile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at that point where I was like quote unquote lost, I didn't know how to process, even identify what I was feeling at the time. You see what I'm saying? So unintentionally, I stuck my foot over here. Unintentionally, I used drugs. Unintentionally, I did all these things that was counterproductive just because I didn't really know how I was feeling. You see what I'm saying? And once I evolved to a point to where I can know what's going on with me, now I'm able to communicate that to my partner in a way to where sometimes she might, sometimes she not, can receive it. You see what I'm saying? But I think the core of the issue is brothers actually knowing why they are feeling like that.
Okay. And what helped you identify how or why you were feeling like that?
I had to give up myself.
For how long? Like, what was the process? Like, I feel like we don't usually hear about it from men. Like, what is that process of being by yourself? Like, what did that look like during your
Shout out, period? Like, I know a lot of people that's locked down, like in the joint right now. I never had to go through that.
That's a blessing.
But it can be closely compared to.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, funny story, I was shutting out the crib and my TV broke. And since my TV broke, this the thing that distracted me all day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. But since it broke, I had to find another means of entertainment. You know what I did?
What?
Cracked open a book.
I know, that's right. Okay.
And then with me cracking open the book, I'm rereading the book now. It's called Monster by Monster Cody. And like this me transitioning out of the lifestyle, so it's like a ghetto autobiography. Okay. So it was something that I could relate to. Like I can't relate to certain books, but I can relate to, you know, getting down and trying to tuck, but you burning yourself because the metal hot. Like I can get down to that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So through reading, it allowed me to do two things. It allowed me to look at myself from a third person perspective. And it also allowed me to align myself with characters. So with me aligning myself with certain characters that I related to, I could see the path that they were on and choose not to do it.
Right. Because you see what's going to end well.
I see little JoJo in the book.
Right.
He looked like me, talked like me. Sometimes he even dressed like me. You know what I'm saying? But he did this, that, and the third. And now he in a joint for the rest of his life.
Right.
So now I'm looking at it like, whoa, I know this ain't what I want. At a certain point, I accept it, but this not what I want. You feel me?
Right.
So on that part, and then on the other part of it, it allowed me to think. It allowed me to look at myself in the third person to see, to really like be strategic for real, with my moves, like how I move, how I operate.
Okay.
And then after that, I started to stay by myself in public settings. You know what I mean?
Like in what, when you said stay by yourself in public or stay which, I'm sorry.
Stay by myself in public settings.
Like,
so
give me
like,
an example.
Like a bunch of brothers are at the park chilling. You know what I'm saying? They shooting dice, they doing whatever they doing. I'm over to the corner.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm just observing. You see what I'm saying? So with me doing those few things and also holding myself accountable.
Thank you. Let's talk about it.
Holding myself accountable, like, I really ain't got no hate and bone in my body. Okay. But times in my life, I have had those why not me moments.
Same. Yeah, I
Bro,
feel you
why
on
is
that.
not me right there? Bro?
Yeah.
This brother, he pulling up 223 on.
Right,
Why ain't that
yeah.
me? I work
Yeah.
hard. What?
Right.
But then one of the hardest things a person has to do
Mm-hmm.
is look in the mirror and not like what they see.
Yeah.
And the second hardest part is looking in the mirror, not liking what you see, and doing the thing to fix what you don't see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and it's been like a constant thing, a constant growth, a constant keeping self-inventory on where I'm at today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, you see this more now,
Right.
but like, you go ask my peers back then, it's like, man, more was totally different.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah.
And then on the other hand, I was kind of seeking acceptance through my peers.
Same.
You know what I mean? You in MSU, I'm on 7 Mile. What we doing on 7 Mile?
Right.
We doing this, that, and the third. And I'm trying to do it the best way that I can be to get accepted instead of being respected.
And that's a big one, being accepted versus being respected. And especially as a man, right? And that's how, especially in our Black community, how we look at what power is and where we put the most respect at, right? We more so, we like the fact that you can say you did this, you did that, but then we want to say, oh, we missed him when he gone, or I can't believe it when it happened when he locked up. And it's like, how was that transition of you trying to go from, or having to even think about being accepted versus, I'm sorry, what you said, accepted versus being respected. Yeah. But what's the difference?
To me, when you seeking acceptance, you're gonna do anything to seek acceptance from anybody. I'm gonna do the thing that goes against my moral characters, my moral compass, my integrity.
Right.
If I'm seeking acceptance. But I feel like if you seeking to be respected, I don't care what y'all doing over there. I ain't touching it.
Right.
I might come through the hood and for a minute, but I'm gone.
Right.
I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go chill. I'm about to go read.
Right.
I'm about to get away from this. And then what I saw through my peers was, hey, Mar, you look good, bro. You done changed, dog. What you about to go do? Work out? Let me come work out with you. And then I heard their feedback when we had these heart-to-hearts. Man, I'm proud of you. Proud of me? Why you proud of me, bro? What you mean?
Right.
You change your life. You don't do this no more. You don't do this no more. You don't do that no more. And then I can see them emulate that, trying to get acceptance from me.
Right, right.
But whole time we coming from the dirt, so regardless, I'ma love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whether you going this way or that way.
Like, I'm rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? I had to separate myself. I had to understand me. I had to get my life back on track. But I'm never not gonna be there when you need me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think that comes from like you being okay with who you are and knowing your value. It's not a competition. So like you done had that mentality of I'm doing this to have a one up on you, or I'm not doing this because I want you to play the back. It's like you doing this for you. So, and I think it also probably impressed, I mean, I don't know those people, but I'm sure it was received in that way too, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It wasn't like, oh, Mo, I think he all that. I mean, a few haters may say that, but it's like, they proud of you. Like, they knowing you doing it for you.
And even the ones that hate, I don't see them.
Right.
I don't hear from them. They be hating in their bedroom by themselves doing them. Yeah. I don't even hear. But the ones that I do hear love from, they tell me. And I can see the small changes in them as well. So, I like to get that positive reinforcement. Hey, bro, I see you ain't out here. Right. You gonna come to the gym? I bet. I see you now. So now it's not like it's a competition, but it's friendly competition. I'm gonna throw this weight up. What you gonna do?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not in a negative way or an envious way or a malicious way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's in a way where it's like it's uplifting, it's affirming, and it's a reflection of like it could be a mirror for others. You know, to say like, you know what, I see where he came from, I see what he did, and I see where he is going and plans to go. And what questions, like, what do you think some of the things you had to ask yourself, like in your moments where you were isolating, or in your moments where you were your most realist and most rawest, what are the things you think you had to grapple with? Like, what question? Like, somebody like, man, right now I want to hear a couple questions so when I can like go home and journal this so I can think about it. What would those be?
Why'd you do this?
Why did you do this?
Why? That's one of the hardest questions to answer is why. And then you get to thinking like, well, why did I do this? And then you start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
Questioning the things that you believed in. Okay, well, did I do this because I wanted this person to like me? Did I do this because I wanted this person to look at me like this?
Right.
Was my ego so inflated at the time that I had to flash out and do this?
Right.
Because I'm a man to understand it. He not. And I understand that he ain't got no understanding. So what I'm going to do, crash out because you lose?
Right, because you lose, right?
You feel
your
me?
mind, yeah.
So it's like, why? And then once you get to the core of why you doing those things and you know it don't sit right in your spirit, man, I'm about to do a 180.
Right, but that's the thing. You got to have that reality check first with yourself.
Man, I'm one of the hard. Destiny Patton and Bria Patton. I bumped into they pops at the gym.
Oh, okay.
Big Fred, Big Swole, boom, OG. And we was in the sauna, we was chilling. I asked him a question. I say, Fred, he said, what up? I say, why does brothers got to go to prison in order to become better versions of themselves? Then he said, they don't come better versions. They become the person who they always was.
I haven't heard that before.
And that's when he said, hey, look, one of the hardest things a man got to go through in his life is look in the mirror and don't like what you see. And I was like, whoa. I experienced that before.
That's deep.
A night out doing whatever, you look in the mirror, don't even recognize yourself. And it's all levels. It's male, female. It's not just the man thing. It's a self thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you not right internally and you wonder why the world that you know it is crumbling, because you're not right. I'm not saying you're not right with God. I'm not saying you're not right with Allah. You're not right with yourself.
You're not right with yourself.
And so when you're not right with yourself, the world around you is going to catch fire. It's going to be
it becomes
burn.
A reflection of who you are.
Man, why am I here? I don't hang. This not even my crowd no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What am I doing here? This can be on the street level, on whatever level that, or when you put yourself in a room that you know you ain't got no business doing. Keisha got a good heart. What's she in the strip club for?
Hello.
You feel me?
Yep.
Because she see success in her own way.
Yeah.
And she think that doing whatever she about to do for this money is gonna fast track the success. But if it's microwave, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want that slow. I
like that.
I want that. You know, I want that. I want that crock pot success. You know what I'm saying?
Just say a slow build, a slow grind.
You know, it's gonna be more tender. You know, I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't want that microwave.
And that's a good one. I don't want that microwave.
Man.
And I think, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of all we know these days. Like, I can't remember a time, especially not like 25, really, that 20, maybe even 20 to 30, we don't talk about the microwave. And I feel like that was my one thing where it's like, I told myself, like, I feel like that was always one of like my greatest aspects on the female side of things. But I feel like on the guy side of things, it was something I still don't hear to this day. Like, I had to go through this, or this was a process. This wasn't an overnight thing. And I feel like it's hard, honestly. Like, even with myself, when I think about it, I'd be like, if only this, only that. Like, my therapist says all the time, Kinga, you are only 25 years old. Yeah. And she says the reason why you're not happy with where you are and things like that, because you want the life of your 30-year-old self at 25. But you haven't did what that 30-year-old Kinga has done to get there. So you want to do whatever it is you're going to take that's going to rush you so you could have it. And when she said it, I'm like, you not lying. And then I heard Kiki Palmer, she did like this video. It was going around and she was saying like, y'all, like, this new world is crazy. Y'all looking at me. I'm 32, right? And y'all may be 30. But I'm 32. I've been in acting and being in the industry work since I was 12. So that's 20 years. She like, you seeing people as overnight celebrities in 2 days. So it got you really wanting to crash. Like, what am I doing wrong? How can I get this? How can I do that? One, everybody's journey just not going to be the same. For two, everybody can't be a millionaire, to just be honest. For three, success that you have or the purpose, I say God gives us a gift and a purpose. We all have a special one. And if God is not their person, your higher power has gave you a gift. We all have our thing in life. It's in order, or it's on you really to tap into that. And I feel like it does take that mirror work. Like, for example, with me, with NK Closet, I had NK Closet and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm cute enough and I'm attractive enough to sell, right? I know they want a body and some clothes. I can sell that. I don't like social media. I don't want to sit and promote it. I don't want to use the popular songs. I don't want to spend that much time on it. I feel like I got to go on a hiatus every 30 days anyway.
JG, where you at?
Right. Right.
No, for.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always something I have to do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but I see that's what's doing it now, right? You know what I'm saying? You get a boutique, you sell some hair, you're an entrepreneur. If you're not, then why you going to school with your 9 to 5? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's pushed on us so heavily. It's pushed on us so heavily. And it's like, for me, I think, well, I've always loved the fact that I was a schoolgirl per se, but I think I loved it for the wrong reasons. So I would say, to be honest, it was something that was attractive to the type of guys that I wanted. So, like, I knew I was dating hood guys. So it's like, to them, I'm the catch. Yeah, like, it's like, like, I use that as, like, my lever up. Like, I feel like every woman, you should know what your lever up is. Mine was the cute schoolgirl. Because in our heads, we think of girls in school as, like, nerdy or, like, they're quirky. But it's like, no, like, she got the appeal, you know? So it's just like, dang, the best of both worlds. So I know that was my thing. But it was like, even with my therapist, she just told me that a few months ago, and it really struck me. She said, Kinge, I don't think you understand your value. Like, you don't look at what you do as, like, your major plan. Like, you have a master's. You had a master's since 23. Like, that should be your thing of, like, what's going to be your thing. Not somebody, not something else. Like, that's your thing. And when she said it, I was like, wow, she's not lying. Like, I've always, because, like, I'm a teacher. And, like, to me, it's like, okay, I'm a teacher. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no one can get, like, you've done this, you've done that. You have the power to grow and keep going. Like, you the only one not looking at your work that's something serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not looking at your value. And I think for a long time, it was like, when I thought about it, did I even see the value? Or what did I attach the value to? And for me, when it came to relationships in life, and I had to really, really be honest with myself. I'm like, Kinge, when you said why? Like, why do you do the things that you do? And for a long time, I saw myself as, because I'm a teacher, and of course, I don't care about the money, I guess, in one way, because I would have did something that paid more. But it was like, I looked at it as, I couldn't give myself the life that I wanted unless I had help. And that was a hard pill that I had to swallow. And I think all my actions align with that, right? Where it's like, if I don't have someone that wants to help me, or if I don't do this, I don't that, because I feel like I'm not capable of doing it by myself. And it's like, I don't know what that looks like, having to do that by myself. Or will I ever get to where I want to be at? And I had to rethink about, Kinge, what do you really want? Where do you want to be at? And then, like, how can you get yourself there?
Or what do you really want?
You know, I feel like
at this 20.
Right, at 25. I feel like right now, I want to be able to take care of myself in every single way. So I feel like I want to fill my voids. Like, I want to be right spiritually enough. I want to be right socially enough. And one thing I guess I would say, really, what I really tap into, I want to give myself the closeness, the intimacy, and the love that I think I want in a partner. Because I feel like, not going to say I'm empty. I wouldn't say I'm empty, but I would say I have some that could be filled, at least to, like, that minimum level that's not filled. So I won't feel like me being with a partner, I'm settling, or I'm doing it just to say it. And I feel like now that I'm looking at, like, guys different, I see the difference between a relationship, a partnership, and somebody that's just available. And in my case, I would say for the majority, because I said before in the podcast, I was like a serial dater. Like, I haven't had a real committed relationship since I was like 17. I was 25. And it's like, I think because the guys who I've dated in the past, I had to be 3 things. And my therapist told me that. Like, she was like, it's so funny. Only thing I do is be loyal, be cute, and be available. That's it. So it's like, all I knew was to be cute, to be loyal, and to be available. And that's what they want. Right? But it's like, the difference between that and someone that actually wants to build a foundation with you, it's the reciprocity. Right? They don't care about how cute you are. I mean, not saying they want I don't want you unattractive. I don't want you unattractive, but, like, I see more than what you are giving me. Exactly. And it takes for you to be like, and I think, honestly, I didn't even know that's what it was until she told me that. And then so I thought about, like, dang, Kinge, like, what was it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why for a while it was like, that's easy for me to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm cute. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to be available for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to benefit me being available for you. And it's like loyalty. I don't have a problem being loyal.
How did, like, your type of men change from high school to early 20s to where you at now?
I'm not even gonna lie. the person who I'm right, you know what I'm gonna lie. The person who I'm seeing now, killed my ego. Killed it. And I don't even think he know he killed it because I don't think I told him like, oh my God, like I don't let you know you killed my ego. But he killed my ego. So I feel like when I first saw him, I thought he was like all the other guys who I dated, you know? Like clearly you must have a couple dollars and you got more than me. You know what I'm saying? I like how you are, you seem nice. Like I don't date aggressive men. And the last dude I was with was like controlling. So it was like, you don't seem controlling. Like, okay, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you giving me the vibes and think I would want. But he didn't care about that. Like, it wasn't about availability, like, or the cuteness wasn't like it or nothing. Like, that wasn't the thing that had him. And for a long time, it was like, do he like me? Like, what do I do to make him like me? Because I felt like with them, the other guys, I knew what they wanted. With him, I didn't know. And at that time too, it was where it was like, okay, I'm not messing with the guy who I was dealing with before, who was helping me a lot financially. So now going to someone who wasn't like, yeah, like I'm not about to pay for your lifestyle. That did it for me. So where it's like, oh, like, so what do he want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, and honestly, it offended me for a very long time because I couldn't understand.
Yeah, I know.
It offended me for a long time. But it was like, honestly, it made me have to grow up. I'm not gonna lie. It was a growing moment, and I think I needed the growing moment. I'm not gonna lie and say like, yes, it's like, no, I still wasn't happy about it, but it grew me. And it made me really appreciate him as a person and not what he could give me. And it made me really realize like, when we get older and people like have marriages or people have long lasting relationships and that and other, if you cannot see past what someone is doing for you, if that is taken at any given moment, do you love them? Do you love them? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what is this love based off of?
What is your definition of love? I seen it on the question. That's
right.
I stored it in the bank. Yeah.
What is my definition of love? You know what?
Or how would you like define it?
How would I define love?
In loose words, because sometimes we don't really have the words to say it, but I'm a whatever.
I think love, that is a hard one for me. This is what I will say. I still don't have a good definition. I really want one so I could say it. All I could think about is unconditional. That's all I could think about. And I say that because I think when we think about love, it's a reflection of how we have been loved. And when I think about love, I think about my relationship I have with my daddy. And my daddy's my best friend. I could walk in the house and I could look wrong and he gonna know something wrong with me. He can feel when my energy is off. He is my person, right? My daddy has not done anything to help me financially probably since I was 12 years old. And not because he does not love me, because he doesn't have the extras to be able to do that. So it's like, that's my love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with nothing he could give me. But I love my daddy unconditionally, and he loves me unconditionally. And he knows my heart. And that's what I think of as love.
Do you think that outside of parents and children, you could truly love somebody unconditionally? I
do.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think we practice it enough, to be honest. But unconditional. And the reason why I say this, I have loved one friend, one of my friends, she's a girl, I'm not going to say her name, but I love her unconditionally. And the reason how I know it's unconditional is because, to be honest, I know the friendship is a bit one-sided in a way. But I feel like she needs my light and my spirit in her life. And she's one person where unconditional, even when she make her dumb decisions with guys, even when I feel like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, you look dumb. My love for her won't change. And it's unconditional. I don't matter what it is, I'm going to always have unconditional love for her. And it doesn't benefit me that much, but it benefits her. And that's probably maybe like, we may not even need to be in that friendship, but it's something about it that gives me unconditional vibes. Like, it's unconditional.
Then, especially like when you say like, it can look one-sided in one way. Since it's unconditional, she doesn't have the condition to love you the same way that you love her.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with giving you this, even though sometimes I may not get it in return, but I'm still okay.
Yeah.
I'm still giving this to you.
As long as it's not taking away from me too much, or as long as it's not abusing me.
But is that a condition though?
Okay, right. So with her, right? Okay, right. Okay, you got a point.
Okay.
So like, is it really conditional? And I think with her, I'm not gonna lie, because me and her had some things where it's like, yeah, I'm ready to cut you off for real.
Yeah.
And I still have it. And I think it's unconditional. But that made me think about like, do we have unconditional love for our partners? Because with friends, or are we able to show love more?
And that's one thing that I'm trying to like, a lesson I'm learning today, 2023. Parents, and I heard my mom say this, and my mom, like, she one of them for real. Like, she can articulate a point to your full understanding. And we was talking about how parents and children are the only two people or sectors of people in a person's life that you can truly love unconditionally.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like, you might be right.
Yeah, because it's innocence.
Yeah.
They're not scarred yet. They can't use you.
And it's the only people in your life who you don't have a choice to be there or not. You see what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
if I got a son on the way.
Really?
Yeah. Bro, we went through hella doctor's office today. I know.
Congratulations!
Baby Juan, this for you, man.
And
JG on the mic.
So when you said father, I'm like, maybe he's just speaking in the future.
Nah, yeah.
I'm so happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you having a baby shower?
Yeah, October 7th.
Please invite me.
Bro, come on now.
I'm gonna bring a gift.
I got you.
Oh my God. Wow.
I got you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So is it with the same girl you been with?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
What up, babe?
Okay, we gotta talk up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
I see the light, oh my God. Okay,
no, it's just these hot ass lights. That's what JG got us baking in here. You know what I'm saying? But it really forced me to think that, like, Lon not even here yet. And he don't even know the type of village he got coming behind him. He don't know the type of love that his father possesses from him. He ain't even took a breath of air yet.
Right.
And then my parents, they've shown up for ways, especially my pop, showed up for ways for me that nobody ever knew about aside from me and him.
Okay. And what is your relationship like with your dad?
It got better. Like after we found out, this is what I noticed. Like after I exited out of that phase that I was in, I started to spend more time with him.
Okay.
And with me spending more time with him, I felt like I was getting back some of the time that I lost while I was lost.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And after I told him that we was expecting, I felt like a certain level of tenderness came from him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now, my pops, he was born in the 50s or 60s. I don't really know. If you're watching, my bad. But he come from like that generation of men to where you do what you have to do. You put your head down, you grind, you listen, and you play the field. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So it's a certain level of like intimacy that I don't get from my father the way that I get from my mother.
Okay.
But I pick it up in different ways.
Right.
Instead of me coming in the house and hugging my mom with my pops, hey, you want to go fishing?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm about to go out to the garage. You want to come outside and...
Right.
You know what I mean?
The love is different.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
But it's the love that's true to what your relationship is.
Yeah, and it's the same, but it looks different. Because men and women are different. You know what I'm saying?
And did you grow up in the house like with your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. And were they married?
Yep, they're still married.
Well, and you know what? And I hate to say it. I mean, I really hate to say it, but it's becoming more and more true. It's something about having a man in the house.
Yeah.
And I guess I would say, but and if, you know, he ain't a man that's abusing a mother or something.
No, a real man, not a little boy.
Yeah, a real man, it makes a difference. And my daddy even said it, like, it's something about that maleness in the house, whether it's with women or with males. It's something about having a man. And I'm one of the people that still, I'm not going to say I believe in gender roles 100%, but I believe in gender roles.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want a man that can lead. Like, I'm not trying to be a man. Like, I'm very much cool with being underneath with reason. And I think that has probably played an impact more than you know in your life. Of just watching someone love, watching someone be a provider. And I don't know how nurturing he was, but just to have someone that you're able to see how it's being done.
See, he ain't had to tell me he loved me. If I was in a situation, he showed me he loved me.
And that's so it's so funny you said it. My sister, I'm gonna say my sister because that's how I refer to her, but she's my brother's child's mother. So like my nephew's mama. And she hates the fact that my brother does not say, I love you when he leave out. Or like he don't tell his kids, I love you on the regular. And it's like, and my dad was talking about it, and him and my dad don't have a good relationship, but we all had the same dad. But it's like not seeing that love or not being comfortable with it. There are men that don't say, I love you.
But 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm stranded. I know who coming.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then even with relationships or anything outside of like the mother, father, son, father dynamic that we go into, I believe words is cheap. So you can be like, Marl, I love you. Marl, I ain't gonna never snake you. Marl, I trust you. How I show love is effort. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't gotta sit on the phone and tell you I love you a million times.
Right.
You call me and you need, I'm gonna make something happen. Even if I ain't got the means to, we gonna figure it out. You see what I'm saying?
So it's like more so like that love that the love was shown, right? And I think that's a big one. Like you said, the 50s and the 60s, that's not what they was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People really, like, not saying it's cliche, but it's kind of cliche. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many women that's like, I love you all the time.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like, that's traditional. This is modern.
Yeah.
So I look at that style of parenting to where, like, I'm not going to be overly tender with you. I'm not going to be mushy with you, quote unquote. Right. I'm not going to be soft on you. But if you need me, I'm going to be there and I'm going to show you that love. And then with my son on the way, it's like, I would like to merge both worlds.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I would like for him to be like, hey, son, I'm proud of you. I love you. Whoop, like a little bit more. Softness. Yes, you know what I'm saying?
I need the emotions.
And not raise you to be emotionally uncontrolled.
Oh, I like that.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that.
You wonder why so many brothers in the joint right now are fighting cases of
crashed out. Forget crashing out. They've crashed out.
Gone.
Yep.
They the little dummy with the black and yellow thing in the commercial. They
going
gone.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why is because they haven't taken that time out to develop those certain emotions and control those emotions.
Develop them and then control them. They haven't had the instances to be honest.
Bro, he ain't a bad person. He just had a broken ego and something with a full. So he flashed out.
I gotta crop that one out. I let that.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He ain't a bad person. He just had a broken ego.
He had a broken ego. But I think that kind of is a thing where I feel like we don't. And I think I would say this more so in men, because in women, I think there is a genetic makeup of most women. Like the emotions and the feelings, that is our thing. All the way. But it's like men, we don't give, and I'm not going to say men, I'm going to go down to boys. We don't give our boys times to express.
Come on.
We don't put them in situations where they can actually be tested.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything is tough and everything. I hate that so much. I just want to puke every time I hear it. But it's just like, when do we allow men those spaces to just exist?
Man, and that's when I think a man can truly trust a woman.
When he can be his true, authentic self.
6 days out of the week, I'm Superman.
Right.
I got my cape on. Oh, shit.
We still can hear you.
Okay. I got my cape on. I'm flying. I'm saving the day. But that one day out of the week, you allow me to be Clark Kent. You allow me to be vulnerable.
Right.
You allow me to be not of a hero, but of a human.
I like that.
You see what I'm saying?
Human over hero.
And it's like, dog, this is what we yearn for. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need, especially from our woman.
Yeah.
Because 6 days out of the week, we going to make sure you straight.
Right.
But that one day, I just want you to hold me. I just want to tell you about my day.
Right.
Not be the hero all the time. You see what I'm saying? And trust and know that when you hop on the phone with Keisha or Boo Boo or Woo Woo, he ain't go, girl, he did this, did that.
Right, yeah.
You ain't gonna put my business out there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I trust you with this information. Especially coming from Detroit, because we deal with a lot of sensitive information.
Yeah, real sensitive.
You know what I'm saying?
One false move, so you didn't create the whole thing.
I don't even put you on to certain things because I got a fear of it getting out, and only two people know what's going on.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but just trusting a partner. You know what I'm saying? And
trust is so big. It's like, it's the one thing where it can be so easily broken. It's so hard to repair.
My dog. I heard this one thing. You go, trust is like paper. I'm going to give it to you. It's a clean sheet. It's the wide lines.
Right.
This ain't even out of the composition. This out the pack with the plastic.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But then you break it. And breaking it is like boiling it up. Yeah. Throwing it across the room. And now we trying to work on this relationship. You did some stuff. I did some stuff. So we going to pick this piece of paper up from the corner of the room. We going to unfold it. We're going to try to iron it out. We're going to even do like this between our legs.
Right.
Yes, we can use it, but it's never going to be the same thing that I first gave it to you. You know what I'm saying?
You preaching to the choir. Oh, my God. Yeah, no.
And that's one of the things. It's like, boy, a lot of people don't even trust themselves, so they go out and do some thinking that, bro, your insecurities is the reason why you cheating, my nigga.
Right. Hello. Ain't got nothing to do with that girl.
It ain't got nothing to do. This is a self-issue.
Big
you
facts.
know what
like,
I'm
this
saying?
is before me, baby. This is before me.
Don't blame me. I ain't want to give it up that day. I told you no, and you want to go out here and do Keisha. Like, no. That's a you issue. Claim your own problems. Leave me out of that. You feel me? Go ahead with the bull, my dog.
No, for real. Like, come on now. Like, keep it a buck. Like,
you
tell me what it really is.
Come on, nah. You feel me? So
yeah.
But yeah.
And I think it's so hard because I feel like
that struck a personal level. You stressing. Let me get a Newport for you. You feel me? Get you
not
real.
No, it's so funny because it's like that's really how it be though. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, especially I hate it because it's like with girls. It can even be like, it don't even have to be a cheating thing. And I thought about it because it wasn't a cheating thing in my situation. It was just like, something I did to irritate him. And it's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Like, come on now, like, be for real. Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important. We're like, I think we're dealing with people, regardless if it's intimately or not, looking at people patterns and integrity and character. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't look at one and not look at the whole picture. Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things that, just from that, I've learned about myself, I need someone that's understanding, regardless of if I don't care if I'm wrong or I'm right. I do want understanding, because when I think of us, how we deal with people and just being human, understanding is being able to
remove yourself from your own shoes and put, what size shoe you wear?
8.
Okay, take them 11s off.
Yeah, but
and walk in them 8s.
And them 8s, yeah.
And it's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be used to it. But you can get to your destination.
Yes, and it's just like, I think we have to do that though. You know what I'm saying?
And
I feel like women are
going reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
You got to do the same.
Yeah.
You might have to put on 2 layers of socks to walk in these, but we gonna get to the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like one thing you have really like taught me today, and I would say even uplifted, was like reciprocity. Yeah. And I feel like I want even everybody that's listening to even just think about, like, how are you showing reciprocity? Yeah. What does that look like in your life, right? Learning how to love people the way that they want to be loved. And thinking about, are you being authentic, right? Are you being true into like your real intent, your motivations with people? You know what I'm saying? Or was you one-sided all along? Whether that's friendships or relationships. Because I feel like a lot of times we just are not being real, right? Sometimes we know we're using people from day one, and we just trying to see how much we can get. Or relationships, friendships. Yeah. You know you do not want to help that person. You do not want to pour into that person. You don't want to build. Stop playing with people. Yeah. I think 2023 did show me, stop playing with people. You know what I'm saying? Make your yes be your yes and make your no be your no. And show up the way you want people to show up for you. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you don't, just don't play stupid when it backfires on you. And I feel like it's hard when we say it. Of course, we can say all these great things, but no matter if it's life or it's relationships, it's always that gray area. And I feel like when dealing with people and even dealing with ourselves, it's so important that we give grace.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Grace.
Yeah.
And don't be stupid, but give grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like when you love what you have everything that you need.
I like that one.
You ain't seen me on the gram. You got to bump into me at the downtown.
Right.
Hit
in
my
real
line.
life, yeah.
Like real life. You see what I'm saying? So we all, like, when I listen to the podcast, I always hear about how social media plays a part in a person's decision making.
Fact, it does.
And then even on the notes, it was how social media can play a part in relationships. And I agree with you 1,000,000%. I think that social media can create an expectation of what love could look like, especially within relationships.
Right, and what we think it should look like.
He didn't give me this G-Wagon. He don't look... Girl,
right.
He working graveyard.
Hello.
You feel me?
Hello. Be real. Be real.
Or even with the brothers, it's like, damn, you know, brothers, we like eye candy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She rocking. She woo.
Right.
But you forget about her. And she had 2 of your kids.
Big facts.
You see what I'm saying? So I think that, like, when you know to look at, like, social media subjectively, like, it's entertainment for real. Y'all really not living like
and
this.
And it's fake. Like, it's literally morphed into whatever you morph it to be. And that's the thing people are just forgetting.
Man, you ever seen...
It's an illusion.
You ever seen, I think it's called Ready Gamer 1? It's a movie about a whole world that they created on the video game. But when they got back to the real world, they was living in, like townhouses that was stacked up. I see that on Instagram, I say, boy... They in the Oasis right now. You feel me? They in La La Land.
Not for real. Like,
you
wake
see
up.
What I'm saying?
Like, wake up immediately.
And it's a beautiful thing when you get to know the stranger that was once yourself.
Oh, I gotta write that one down.
It's a beautiful, like...
It's a beautiful thing once you... Wait, say it one more time.
It's a beautiful thing when you get to know the stranger that was once yourself. It's so beautiful. It can help fill the voids that you look for in other people. You know what I'm saying?
Jamal, I think you need a podcast.
Hey, that's why I'm here.
Like, I think
I had to test the waters.
Yeah. Oh, no, for real. Like, and I say you need to come to Audio Wave Network with us because I think you, like, your energy that you have just brought to me and it's like, it's amazing.
I've always been a fan of you. I've been a fan of podcasts. And I've been a fan of people who show genuine interest in me.
Facts.
So, like, this little session that I'm going to live off this for about the next 2-3 months. Like, I'm cool.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. And I'm going to revert back to you. Bro, keep standing on me.
Right.
Bro, like, keep standing on them.
Period. Yes. All y'all looking like
we was like, keep being unapologetically you. Because you don't know that you help people become better versions of themselves by you just being you.
And that's going to be the one that's on my mind for the rest of 2023. I'm going to record it. I'm going to put it on my phone as my ringtone. Every time somebody calls me, so I keep hearing it.
I got somebody make t-shirts right now.
No, I'm putting on a shirt like every day.
What you trying? The things you don't, with the girl, with she swallowing the Twitter emote, like, she one of them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the vibes. Like, okay, this is season 3, not 1.
Come on, man. And so, like, I appreciate you even considering me being here.
Yes.
I appreciate the conversation. I'm in bliss right now.
No, I am. No, y'all, I'm not going to lie. No shit, nothing. This has been probably one of my best episodes.
Oh, we gotta get old girl on here.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Her on here.
I do one from Unconventional, a relationship.
Yeah,
yes, you know what?
She like that. She want a boyfriend and a girl. I know. I'm excited. She like boy. Don't play with her.
Yeah, okay. Like let's know. And I think I started. She is so sweet. That's okay. That was my most viewed episode. I think.
I see. That was a beautiful episode,
and it gives me that vibe. Like I feel like today this was everything, and I ain't gonna lie, today my day been so great from the top to the bottom. This was my last thing on my to-do list. So this is like, this wrapped up my whole day and made it, it just completed it, honestly. And I'm happy. Because I feel I'm always very intentional with anything I do when it comes to really my life, but really with the things we don't want to talk about too.
Yeah.
And it's like, this encouraged me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And having this conversation, I feel like this is the input and this is what I needed. You brought to what I want people to hear. Like, I need people to hear it from a masculine man. And I mean no disrespect when I say that. But I want to hear from a masculine man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear from a man who has experience in the streets. I need to hear from somebody that's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want the fakeness. I don't want I want it real, and I want it to sound genuine and authentic, and that's what you brought me.
Thank you.
And I just feel like you have made a significant part of this season of the things we do not want to talk about. I really appreciate it.
Man, I thank you for having me.
Thank you. So
thank you for having me.
I'm just so excited. So I hope everyone really enjoyed this one. This is gonna be my first visual, y'all. When y'all see this, it's gonna be on my Instagram.
We're breaking a lot of land today.
I'm breaking a lot of land today.
JG, y'all don't hear JG, but he's on cue with it.
No, he's the best. I'm telling you, like, so everybody, and even for those who, if y'all really are looking for a podcast, people DM me. I am at Audio Wave Network. We are at our new space. It's so amazing. JG is a really great engineer. He works with you. He's flexible. If you are, hey, it's the wave, baby. It's the wave. I'm telling you, he's the best. Like, for real. Like, so I feel like if you're looking for a space, we are it. Like, come make it home. And I think we all should convince Jamal to get one, because we need to hear you talk. Like, we need this energy and we need this.
Damn.
So I don't know, 2024, you may gotta get something together.
2024. What?
Or 2023.
We still got 2 quarters left.
Okay, look, I know that's right. I'm thinking too far along. You still got 2 quarters left. So hey, we don't ever know what's gonna happen. But I say do it. And I wanna give you a big congratulations on your bundle of joy that's coming.
Man, bro, it's so crazy. Is I ain't even had a chance to sit down today. I woke up 7:30. She had one appointment.
Mm-hmm.
It was for the type of ultrasound to where they check and they measure the body parts to make sure everything. Little bro, 15 ounces. He a big one in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then we went to go get brunch. I mean, we went to go get breakfast. Original House of Pancakes.
I love there.
Had to go get fresh. Then we had another appointment at our original OGBYN. They done locked herself out the car, so I had to go to the hood to go pick out her spare key, go back out there. It was just a day.
A whole day.
You know
well, we are thankful that you were able to come see us. So I don't want to hold it up. And I know we had our hour. So I just want to say, yes, time go by fast when you're having a good conversation.
That is wild.
And it's wild. But I want to say thank you. Until next time, everyone, on the things we do not want to talk about. And peace out.
Yes, sir.
Until next time. Okay. That was amazing.